Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM, and welcome to Pallegney. Ladies and gentlemen, this map is very, very special. Those of you familiar with MA7 Studios work know that what they produce for Farming Simulator is of the highest quality, and this map is no exception. It is absolutely stunning. Now, it is a remake from Farming Simulator 22. It has been brought over to Farming Simulator 25, and I, for one, am really, really grateful that it has been, because much like a couple of maps that are already out there for FarmSim 25, it's one that I didn't really get the chance to fully appreciate and play on and enjoy back in 22. I did do a map tour for it back in 22, and I obviously fully appreciated the beauty of it back then, but just because of you know, commitments that I already had on the channel at the time, I just didn't have the opportunity to do something on here. So quite possibly moving into the near future, watch this space, I'm strongly considering having a bit of a dabble on it and seeing what we can do. But for now, yeah, Pallegney by MA7 Studios. So before we move forward and have a good look around the map and see what it's got, let's jump into the map PDA and have a look at that first. So here we are in the map PDA. So the map consists of 86 fields in total. The biggest one, I believe, is up here in the north top right of the map here, field 82, which comes in at just over 25 acres, 610,000 euros. And the smallest field on the map, I think, is one that we currently own in that you start off with in new farmer mode, which is plot field 21, just here towards the centre of the map, that comes in at 0.81 acres and just south of 20,000 euros. In new farmer mode that I have started us off in here, we do own the main farm, which is central to the map here, and I love this little farm setup because it's kind of built in to the surrounding village, and it just suits and fits the area absolutely perfectly. Within this starter farm, you do start off with a cow stall, which holds 102 cows, and you also start off with a chicken pasture as well, where they're kind of free roaming around your yard, and that can hold up to 30 chickens. Now, you start off with 8 fields in total on when you start off in new farmer mode. I have bought a couple of extra plots of land around the map just so that I can showcase them a little bit during this tour. But yeah, the 8 fields, you start off with field 103, 31, 21, 19, 25 down here towards the south of the map, field 9 here, and field 90 and 92 just north of our farm setup here. So that's what you start off with. Now I have also purchased plot of land 86 and plot of land 87 because they are pastures. 86 is a cow pasture that can hold up to 323 cows. Plot 87 is a sheep pasture that can hold up to 200 sheep. You've also got towards the very north of the map up here to the top left, you've got plot of land 102, which is another cow pasture that can hold 101 cows. Just south of that you've got plot 98, which is a sheep pasture as well there, that can hold 102 sheep. Forgive me there, I was just consulting my notes that I've got written down in front of me and I couldn't read my writing. But yeah, plot 98, which holds 102 sheep. And I think that was it for the custom pastures, but they're dotted around the map and they're really, really nice. It's just like nicely laid out grass pastures there that you can purchase, raise your animals on, so that's really nice. You've got 7 production systems in total around the map. If I go into the production systems menu, we can have a look at those. You own one of them by default because it is built into our starter farm. We'll have a closer look at that very shortly because it's a really, really nice looking model. Obviously, as you can see from here, you can produce bottled buffalo milk, buffalo mozzarella, butter from buffalo milk, butter from goat milk, butter from normal milk, cheese, chocolate, bottled goat milk, goat cheese, and bottled milk. So that's pretty cool. And the other 6 production systems that are on the map, you've got a bakery, you've got a biogas plant, you've got a carpenter's, you've got a dairy, a sawmill, and the Sans Frère mill as well. With that, I mean, all of these buildings themselves, I believe they're all custom buildings done by MA7 Studios. The biogas plant, yes, that looks typically like most of the biogas plants we see, but I believe there are still some custom buildings and models surrounding that area, and it's again, it just adds to the immersion of this map. It just makes it stand out from the others sometimes. But yeah, the Sans Frère mill here, that building in itself is a work of art, but everything is pretty custom on this map. Plenty of tip stations, plenty of sell stations, as you can see highlighted by the red icons on the map. But yeah, it really is a beautiful PDA. I'm going to read from a bit of the description that's on the Modhub. Forgive me, I should have mentioned this before. This map is on the Modhub. It was released yesterday, the 11th of February. It is for all platforms. The link will be in the video description below. So I'll read a little bit of the information that MA7 has put out for this map. Welcome to French Lorraine. Shared between agricultural plains and wooded groves, rediscover agriculture, livestock and forestry. This map consists of 2 typical farms of the region, one in an old farmhouse with modern extensions, the other a large agricultural building perched on a mountainside. Numerous new factories are available, a completely new village gathers points of sale, farms and production facilities. This map consists of 86 fields of crops, about 10 forest plots and a stream called the Doubion. Several innovations come with this map. Those are the roofs of houses get wet during the rain, the roads get wet, dry and frost over in the winter. You may see puddles of water in certain fields. Some factories have new functions like the sawmill or mills. There are 2 new agricultural cooperatives. There is an area to build your own farm. That area is up here to the north, very north of the map, plot 123 there. There is cheese production directly on the farm or in the communal dairy. There's a secret quest about the history of a funny animal from the Vosges, and a whole multitude of new decors like the mechanic, the Claas dealership, the livestock trader, the water tower, etc. So this map has got a heck of a lot of detail and immersion in it. It really has, and that's, again, like I keep saying, it's what makes it stand out for me as a really, really beautiful map. So that's been a quick tour around the map PDA and a few of the production systems, just briefly in the menu there. So let's jump out back now into the map and have a bit of a whiz around and have a look. So before we go anywhere and have a look around the rest of the map, it makes perfect sense to start off here at the starter farm. Now this is the starter farm. What you see in front of us, this is the entrance, the main entrance, or one of the entrances to the starter farm. And like I said when we were in the PDA, the way it's built in and just, you know, kind of fits into the village, I think is absolutely beautiful. If you look right down there to the large grey doors, that's the kind of edge of the farm. All these doors are interactable. You can open them all. That's the chicken shed behind one door, and there's a garage behind the other and a workshop, and we'll go and have a look at those. And this little building here, this lovely little quintessentially French shop, is our little cheese production system that we own on the farm. Again, you can go into it, so you've got the kind of front of house here, which is the serving area, I suppose, and the lovely little detailed models that you've got in here. The bread and the cheese on the shelves and stuff, it's just beautiful, it really is. So you can obviously come through the front door there, and you can go out into the back, into the actual little factory itself, and this is where everything is created. Let's close that door, and you've got the little trigger here, so you can jump in to your production system there and keep an eye on everything there, which is excellent. You can open the door there, and here we are, right back into our the start of our little yard. Now we'll go through the starting equipment in a few moments' time, but again, we'll just have a just looking around at the place. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's so immersive, and things like this is what makes me really want to get my teeth into a farm and start a map when you've got something that just looks as gorgeous as this does. So, a few clever additions that this farm has built into it. You've got a bale and pallet auto-loading section here, like a storage. It holds up to 250 items. I have placed one pallet of seed in there just so I can demonstrate it to you, but if we go into open the storage dialog here, we pull out the pallet that we stored in there. There it is, it lands in front of us here, and I'll just engage super strength very quickly just to show it you in action. But if we can pick it up, and basically obviously you'd be doing this with a telehandler, wouldn't you, but you just pop it up there and it appears on the shelf at the very back there, if you can just see that. But yeah, you can fill that with 250 items, and there's also another similar bale and pallet storage system round the corner there. We'll have a look at that in a few moments' time. But I just love the detail on the buildings, the broken chipping away plaster work on the walls there, and the fact that the chickens are roaming free around the yard as well. I like that little bit of a detail. I always like that detail on a farm, when your chickens aren't enclosed behind anything and they're just wandering about, which is great. So you've got your little workshop here for working on your machinery. I believe the trigger for that is just behind this door. There you go, workshop vehicle options. Obviously we've got nothing within the trigger point, but needs no introduction. We all know how that works. And yeah, this is one of the big grey doors that opens out onto the main road, so you can get your equipment in and out of there if you so wish. And the same goes for the little shed next door as well. Now this is where you deal with your chickens in here. This is where you feed them. We've got a little bit of food in there at the minute, and this is where you buy your chickens from. Again, just beautifully laid out, beautifully modelled, detailed and textured. It just looks and feels wonderful. So this is the built-in cow stall on the farm, and this is their pasture. I have obviously I bought a few animals in all the pastures that we've got just for the purposes of this tour, just so you can see them in action, so to speak. But yeah, this can hold up to 102 animals, and yeah, as you can see as well, if you look in the info box in the bottom right hand corner, the meadow system is working perfectly with this as well. At the minute they've got just over 15,000 litres of meadow to keep them fed, which is great, and that seems to be the case for all of the animal pastures that we've got on the map. So yeah, if we wander around the back here, obviously this again needs no introduction. This is part of the cow stall here. I believe there is a bug with the manure on the map at the minute. This cow barn in particular isn't producing manure yet. That was notified over on my Discord yesterday, so that's been logged in my mind just to let you know. So there probably will be no doubt an upcoming update for that to hopefully get that fixed. But it does produce slurry, which is working fine. But yeah, so if we go around the back here, you've got there's 2 or 3 bunkers on the farm here. You've got this big one here, and you've got 2 joined next to each other here as well for all your silage needs. But I just love the way it just borders onto the land here, and it opens out into the French hills and valley there, and that beautiful viaduct that crosses the map there. There is a rent train point on the map as well, of course. You'll see the train going from left to right across the viaduct every now and again. You can rent that and sell produce at either end of the map there to Castelnaud, which is another one of MA Studios maps from FARMERSIM 22, which is brilliant. Love that little bit of detail there. But yeah, another interesting point, there are a few, I can't remember if this was the case back in FARMERSIM 22, but you can now delete a few of the buildings on the from the main starter farm here. Obviously you can't remove some of the ones that are built into the village, like the the buildings that make up the edge of the village there. But you can remove this big building here, you can remove the bunkers, you can remove the bunker here, you can remove this whole plot here, and you can also remove the cow barn if you so wish. And they are actually available in the placeables menu as well. There's a whole pack that you need to download alongside the Pallegney map from the Mod Hub. I'll post a link to that in the video description as well. But they are required mods for the map because they are placeables. So, a very, very brief introduction to the starter farm, as it were. So we'll have a look round the starting equipment that you start off with. We'll start off around here, of course. As you can see, you've got the little Lizard International Series pickup truck. It's not a Lizard, is it? Forgive me. It's just an International Series pickup truck. Forgive me. That was it's not a Lizard. I don't often use these base game pickup trucks, so you'll have to forgive me for that one. But yeah, you got the International Series 200 pickup there. Round the side here, you've got yourself your Samaz XT390 side mower. You've got a John Deere 3650 with an accompanying front weight, and you've got your Gavile G1 F125 round baler. You've got your horse seeder there. So, but again, just I love the small, tight area for parking the equipment on the farm. It's just, again, this is definitely a small equipment map, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, in my humble opinion. Maybe medium stuff you could probably get away with, but large stuff, no, I don't think so. You've got the Claas 470 Arion tractor. You've got a front loader for it, the Quickie Q4M. You've got the Albert bale spike there. And in the shed here, next to the pickup truck, we've got the all too familiar Rudolph TDK 301 RP trailer. Now, wandering around the back here, there's, again, all too familiar. You've got the Bredel lime spreader there, the K105. You do also have a few bags of lime to start you off as well, which is very helpful. You've got yourself an Albert manure fork with a grapple. And then in the shed here, of course, you've got the Claas 450 Evian combine harvester with its accompanying 620 Vario header and header trailer. You've got the FarmTech flatbed trailer there with its dolly wheel on the front. Not my friend. And over here you've got your Amazon Senio 4000 cultivator and yes, your Agro Mars plough. Now I'm pretty sure that is it for your starting equipment. You've got your farm silo here for tipping into. It has a capacity of 500,000 litres. Again, that's where you tip in, and this is where you pull stuff back out of it again. Again, just beautifully built, modelled and laid out there. Really, really nice. And round the side here, forgive me, I meant to mention that before when I came round here, but this is the other bale and pallet storage system that you have here where the FarmTech trailer is. It's a multifunctional shed, has a capacity of 1,450 items. Slightly bigger capacity than the one around the corner there, but there we go. So, a relatively brief introduction to this quite frankly beautiful starter farm. So we've taken a quick trip out now to the kind of northwest, mid-northwest area of the map. I'll jump into the PDA and show you very quickly where we are so we can keep up bearings. This is where we were in the centre of the map at the starter farm. We're now over here in plot 95, which is the second farm layout on the map, the one that's described in the description as a large agricultural building perched on a mountainside. And as you'd expect, it's absolutely gorgeous. This custom model here, it's essentially a sheep pasture, and the building that goes with it with a bit of storage. This is plot 95. It can hold 90 sheep. I've put a few in the pasture down below just to show you them in action there. You've got yourself a sleep trigger, of course, there on the outside, but again, beautifully positioned and perched on this mountainside. You can see the viaduct again going off into the distance. But this is a lovely, lovely building in of itself. So you've got another bit of a custom storage system here. The Vosges barn, which can hold up to 250 items. And again, just this lovely cobbled oldie worldy building here. You've got a little bit of a workshop in here for tinkering around. You can turn the lights on and off here. Let's turn them on there. There we go. Give a bit of better visibility at night time. But the storage system that you can see here, you access from the back here, so you have to go around the back towards the top. Again, I just love how the land comes up, and alongside the building here you've got this nice little custom kind of bridge that goes in, and this is where you can load up. Again, it holds 250 items, pallets and bales. built into the rafters, into the roof space of this barn, and it is just beautiful. It really is. I'm sure you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, this is the second farm, which is really, really nice. Right, we've got the jetpack on now. This is how I tend to prefer to do my map tours. We can cover a much larger area of ground and just see things a bit better, in my personal opinion, from up in the sky here. So we're up in the north of the map. We're on the other side of the viaduct. There's the town that we've just been in, and we were over there previously. There's the sheep barn in the distance there. But this is one of the sell points, Souffle Agriculture. Again, a beautifully modelled building. It really is. You've got a weighbridge here that you can pull your trailer onto. Now these bits here, you used to, if I remember correctly, back in 22, you used to be able to interact with these and get in them and use them as like a kind of moisture test, a moisture probe for your grain. But I don't seem to be able to get into that this time on this one. Maybe I'm missing something there, but either way, doesn't really matter to me. And then going up the road a little bit here, this is where you have the empty plot of land that I believe is the area set out for a custom farm build, if that's your thing. Reasonable size area there. You can place a few buildings down. You can purchase it. This is plot 123. It comes in at just over 2 acres and 25,728 euros. And just to the left of us here is the animal dealer, the Vosges Betail. There we are. It's got animated animals there in the pens. Again, another nice little bit of detail that I always do appreciate about maps, is having the animated animals there in the pens instead of just unanimated ones. But yeah, a lovely custom model building here. Really, really nice. Right, here we are on the far eastern side of the map at the sawmill. Now, of course, as you can see, they've got an area here for processing your wood chips, but it is a beautiful model, as you'd expect on this map. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's really quite big as well. And it has one of these unique features that appears in a couple of places on the map. You've got this interactable crane. So if you come to the base of it here and jump in, as you can see, you can you're free to use this to load up your logs from whatever trailer that you're picking them up from here. But then if we go to that one there, you can then move along here to use the crane to load up onto the wood ramp here to feed them into the sawmill and get them processed. Now I believe this is the second bug that I believe was reported over on the Discord yesterday. But apparently there's something to do with this where it's not actually properly, the wood that you load onto the ramp here isn't properly sticking to it and feeding into the sawmill. So that is a potential another bug that was reported, and hopefully will be fixed, no doubt, in a future update to the map. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful model. A bit of the map up here, really, really nice. Right, just coming down the hill a little bit here, and what we have in front of us is the Sans Frère production system grain mill, and it is a beautiful model. Again, I love the old wooden water wheel there that's working away at the bottom there. Really, really nice. You can purchase this for 350,000 euros, and of course, it's like I say, it's a production system. It's your typical grain mill, but yeah, beautifully rendered model. It is really, really nice, and I just love the little bits of detail. Forgive the speed there. But just round the back here, for example, where you've got the river that runs behind it, it's you've got these lovely little bits of detail here, like the algae, the green algae there. It's just sitting in the still water there in front of that drainage pipe. Just those little bits of detail, when I was whizzing around, it was like, wow, it just makes the place feel so immersive, in my personal opinion, of course. But yeah, really, really nice. I love how the mill backs onto the water there. Kind of reminds me of Birmingham in a way, that. Taking a quick flight over the town now, just to get our bearings. There's our starter farm there, just over the back. But down below us here, we have the Kochi Express, which is a kind of a supermarket, a sell point. You have the boulangerie next door, one of the production systems, the bakery essentially, which is a purchasable production system. Yeah, the in-game bakery. But I just love the way this place is set out. Got this lovely old church here, with a bit of got a really quite nice and quaint kind of play area down the back here. That's got a few models that we've seen from the base game, like over on Riverbend Springs, the pirate ship there, and the old wooden John Deere tractor. But yeah, really nicely laid out, beautifully modelled village. It really is, and I think it's a real skill. I know I've said this in map tours previous, but it's a real skill. This, I believe, on behalf of map makers, that they can make a place feel like the place it's meant to be, if that makes any sense. And in my personal opinion, I think if you were to take away all of the signs and all the sign writing off the buildings and the flags, you'd still think that this was France, in my personal opinion. And that's, yeah, with the shutters on the windows and stuff, and just the models of the buildings, it's, yeah, it just feels perfectly French, in my humble opinion. But yeah, over here we've got a couple more interactable points here. You've got a straw cell point here, next door to the carpenters here, which again is a purchasable production system. The let's try and pronounce that, the Menuiserie Bertrand. That's the carpenters there. And then a little bit down the lane here you have what's termed as the landscaper. Now this is an area where you can buy and sell a few of the more specialist items that you've got in game now, like the cement bricks and prefab walls and planks and all the different variants of the planks and long planks and wood bits and such. You can buy and sell all of those from here. And then up the hill a little bit, you've got the biogas plant, which again I know predominantly looking at the domed buildings there, the silos, they kind of look, we're used to seeing those, but again it's they've had quite a lot of custom work done to their surroundings there to make it pretty custom to this particular map. Making our way over to the dealership, we cross over a couple of the custom animal pastures. Now this is Farmland 86. This holds 323 cows. It's on the hill just opposite the main part of the village, opposite our farm there. But yeah, nice custom animal pasture here, and just going forward a little bit there into the distance en route to the dealership. And one of the sell points in the distance there, you've got the custom sheep pasture here, plot 87, which holds up to 200 sheep. But yeah, really quite nice and big layout here. Got a couple of local neighbours living nearby there, which is really cool. Again, I just love the lay of the place. The lay of the land is absolutely gorgeous. It really is. So then we make our way over the top of here, this lovely little cul-de-sac here, and then you've got the Claas dealership set just off the roundabout here, which again really nicely laid out. Lovely custom modelled building. I believe you can, the door is open there and you can go inside there and open the shop menu, and it brings you right back outside again. Now I do remember the 22 version did have some high resolution models and vehicles that you could actually use. I think there were actual vehicles that were technically owned by you but not part of your farm, and you could use them, but I think you were billed for using them. As soon as you took them out of the confines of the dealership, you were then billed every hour for the usage of them, which was quite an interesting feature of the 22 version. And next door you've got the Vosges Cooperative Agricole, another sell point, tip point here again, with the what used to be the interactable probe there for testing the moisture. I'm almost certain there's no couldn't interact with that or get in it like I think you could do back on 22, but either way it's all good. Situated next to the weighbridge there. And making our way down the hill now. We've just been up there at the dealership very briefly. At the top of the hill, down at the bottom of the hill here, you have a fuel station here to obviously purchase your fuel from. Nicely set on this tricky little junction here. Just so we got our bearings, that's the sheep barn, the second purchasable kind of farm area. And just down the road you've got the production system, the dairy, which comes in at quite an affordable €36,000. So yeah, but again a lovely, beautifully modelled custom building here. Really nice. It's quite big actually, isn't it? But yeah, €36,000, pretty affordable for that one. And over towards the very western end of the viaduct on the map here, we've got another tip point here, which is the this is termed as the Grain West Silo. As you can see, it's a sign written up as Fritodis. But yeah, you've got your tip point there for loading up into your train, and this is where the other interactable crane is for loading up logs if you wanted to load logs onto the train and send them off to Castelnaud if you wanted to sell them there. And again, you've got the custom modelled kind of tip auger there to load bits and bobs into your train. And there's your rent train icon down there, of course. But yeah, I love this, the way it's laid out and modelled, as I do for most of the parts of this map, quite clearly. It's just so nice, it really is. But then just to the north of that, you have one of the other custom animal pastures. This is plot of land 98, which holds 102 sheep. As you can see, I have purchased it and placed a few sheep in there just to see them at work, as it were. And then a little bit more to the north, you've got the other custom cow pasture Here, this is plot of land 102, which holds up to 101 cows. And again, I just love the way it just feels so natural up here. It really does. You've got a pylon sitting in the middle here, and yeah, really, really nice. But from up here, though, up in the sky, you get such a good idea of the lay of the land and the layout of the map. It is absolutely gorgeous. It really is. Forgive me for using dramatic adjectives now and again, but yeah, I'd go as far as to say this map is exquisite. It really is so nice, and I'm very, very keen to get my teeth into it. I really am. It's a lovely place, immersive, detail-rich, and full of atmosphere. Everything that I look for in a map in Farming Simulator. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it here for this map tour. Thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you have found it interesting and a little bit of fun. As always, if you're new to my channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board and joining the channel. Please consider giving the video a like if you can. It does do wonders. It helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And as always, there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing Farming Simulator 25 and you like the idea of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, as always, I would be massively appreciative. And of course, if any of you are in the market for an online server to play with your mates, and again you like the idea of supporting the channel and helping out a creator, please consider using my G-Portal affiliate link, which will be in the video description below. Again, any help and support there would be massively appreciated. So thanks again for your time watching the video, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.